Good evening, everyone. This is James Lennar, Social Director 1 with Solavei, and you are on the Solavei Scoop tonight. We're going to go over corporate updates, important news. We're going to hear who's in the spotlight of the Solavei Scoop. Some exciting things going on inside the Solavei world right now, both online, offline, a lot of great things going on, and we're going to be able to cover a lot of those things with you here tonight. One thing I do want to mention before we get started is this is one of 2 webinars that happens on a weekly basis. So every Monday we meet and we go over our Solavei Scoop, which is sort of like our company newsletter, which goes over all the happenings of Solavei. Every Thursday evening we have what we call our E3 mentality, and it's educate, equip, and empower. And really what that goes over is a lot of training for the field, for what we really need to teach people and train people. Various topics every week. This week's topic, I would definitely encourage you, if you have not registered for this yet, make sure that you register for this week's webinar on Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go over some really key things that we're going to touch on tonight, and we're really going to dive into them on Thursday. So make sure that you get on that webinar this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. Who I'm going to bring on next is a woman that I'm getting to know very well. I got to spend some time with her in Texas. She's an incredible person, someone that is very humble, and she loves helping people. I can feel a passion in her heart of why she does Solavei. I'm not going to steal her thunder though. But what I want to have her come on today is there might be some people on this webinar today that have never even heard of Solavei. Maybe there's a few people that just got started a day or 2 ago. And Laura's going to give us an introduction of what is Solavei and just cover a little bit about what our company is, who we are, and what we're all about. And so, Laura, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Great, I can. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks for inviting me on to share about on the Solavei Scoop. This is one of my favorite nights of the week. So thanks, James. You know, for those of you who are brand new and listening for the first time, I just want to welcome you. I'm really excited. I am passionate, like James said, to share Solavei. Not only what we do, who we are as a company, what our culture is, and especially where we're headed. Solavei has actually been a really big blessing for my husband, Jeremy, and I. It initially caught our attention over the summer in late July, originally because of the savings. It was an immediate savings for us. We simply did the math and realized that by switching from AT&T to Solavei, we'd actually save over $1,200 a year. And for us, that was pretty amazing in itself. But I have an entrepreneur spirit. I've kind of got that pioneer spirit in me, in my heart, and I know a good deal when I see one. So, you know, and I live my life to be a blessing to other people. I love helping others. That is my heart. That is my intention, and that's everything revolves around that and everything that I do. So, you know, with Solavei, we get unlimited talk, text, and data for $49 a month plus tax on a 4G network, no contracts, and the ability to share to earn income when you share it with others. So, you know, it's a natural thing to do. When you find a great deal, you want to share it with your friends. But even better, since there's no cost to join Solavei as a social member with service, it's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm really excited to share with you a little bit how Solavei is doing that. Solavei has already paid out over $5 million in putting it back in the hands of the people. Over 130,000 members have already joined Solavei in under 5 months. And I have to tell you, I've got 15 years of experience as a veteran in the direct selling industry, and I have never seen anything like this before. Solavei is on a mission. We want to redefine commerce by driving down the costs and to put billions of dollars that are normally spent in advertising from the big carriers like AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon, and we're putting that money back in the hands of the people. The best form of advertising that there is you and me. So what Solavei is doing, Solavei is actually a social commerce revolution. Maybe you've heard us say that phrase before. You've heard it somewhere, maybe on Facebook or something, as people talk about Solavei, but you're not quite sure what that means. So let me explain. By nature, we're social creatures. People make purchases and decisions by the influence of people that we know, like, and trust. We are powered by relationships, and I think that the secret sauce to Solavei is actually right there in the logo and the motto. It's powered by relationships. So how is Solavei doing that? Solavei is a mobile social environment. It's not just mobile phone service for $49 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, although that's kind of amazing. It's actually just the very beginning of the offerings that Solavei is bringing to members. Solavei is a merger of three major pieces of our culture that we're really familiar with. The first one is commerce. It's the things we buy every day or pay for every single month. And social networking. I don't know about you, but I'm on social networking all day every time I'm at my computer or have my phone in my hands, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn, and I'm learning Google Hangouts. I'm so thankful for our Thursday webinar where we'll be learning more about that. And mobile service. People can't live without their cell phone. It's in their hands, it's attached to their face, and a lot of people even have several cell phones. So what Solavei is doing is we're providing excellent mobile phone service at a tremendous savings. We're on the backbone of T-Mobile. Solavei is actually what's known as an MVNO. We're an actual carrier. We're not just reselling mobile phone service, which is why Solavei is able to provide such a tremendous value proposition and provide a kickback of income. Since Solavei is not advertising, we're not doing Super Bowl commercials and spending millions of dollars on billboards and advertising and things like that like other carriers do. We're actually able to leverage our membership base to drive down the cost to make mobile service extremely affordable and even free for the members who share it. And that's just the very beginning. This year, Solavei is actually going to be expanding into Europe, which we're really excited about. And we're also releasing the retail partner cashback component that we're all really excited for. Now truly is the time to get involved in Solavei if you haven't already. If you're hearing about Solavei for the first time tonight, be sure to get back to the person that invited you to this webinar and ask them to tell you more. Stay tuned and listen to where we're headed and how we're sharing Solavei, how we're going to get in and get social. Solavei has tremendously blessed our life. That's why I'm really excited to be on this call to share it with everybody who will listen, because you know, when you find something that has truly blessed you and benefited you in your life, you can pay that forward. You can give back by helping other people do the same thing. So it is absolutely my joy to share this with you. It's my hope that you experience the same excitement and joy of being a part of Solavei as we have. And thanks, James. I'm going to give it back to you, and thanks for allowing me to share on the call. Okay, stay tuned on the call. Apparently James is having some technical difficulties, so we will find out what's up with him and let him get a chance to call in and come back. And hang tight for just a couple minutes.
Laura, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
There we go. Love technical things. So all I was saying was that with Solavei, really what it comes down to is being able to refer people to a service that they already use every single month. And when you do that, you make it so you can actually get free mobile service. So if you referred 6 people to Solavei, you'd actually be earning $40 a month in residual income, and that would make it so your cell phone bill is now $9 a month. If you helped 3 of those people enroll 3, or they just went and referred 3 people on their own, you'd now be earning over $150 every single month, making it so now your cell phone bill is paying you $100 a month instead of it costing $49 a month. Well, what happened if all 6 of those people went out and referred 3 people? Well, now you'd be earning a residual income of around $260 per month. You'd have free mobile service. You'd be earning $2,500 per year in residual income. So your income just went up, and you have unlimited potential, because this is just if 6 all went and referred 3. So what if those 3 referred 3 and those 3 referred 3? And you kind of get the idea here. So there's a lot of unlimited potential here. But what I love to show people is a way to get free mobile service, to possibly earn extra $100 or $200 or $1,000 a month. And by helping people do that, you can actually earn more residual income here. And that's really the opportunity of what Solavei is. And like Laura mentioned, 2013 is bringing incredible things: international expansion, retail program. But really, the sky is the limit for what our company can really do. What I want to talk about now, and I hope Laura can join me back here for a second, because she mentioned something, because people always ask, well, it sounds great, $49 a month, show people how to get free mobile service. One of the biggest questions people have is, how do I share this? How do I actually go out and show people how they can save money with Solavei, how they can be a part of this social commerce revolution? Well, we just started something tonight. It actually started about 40 minutes ago. We started doing what we call Solavei Socials online. And what we're doing is we're using this thing called Google Hangout. And if you've ever, most of you probably have maybe a Gmail account. Well, with all your Gmail accounts, you get something called Google Plus that allows you to do video chat. It allows you to do live streaming, really easy to do. And that might sound, well, how do I do that? That sounds confusing. Well, it's kind of the same thing as somebody getting involved with Facebook. Once you learn how to do it, it's very easy to manage, very easy to do. And I wanted Laura to come on and really kind of tell us, I know she's been doing Google Hangouts a little bit, just tell us a little bit about what she's doing, why she's doing it, and what kind of success she's having so far with her team, and really what the purpose of doing this Google Hangouts is. Laura, are you there with us?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and you know, I love social media. I love interacting online and all the various technologies when they work correctly, anyway. But with Google Hangout, for some reason, I was a little intimidated at first. I just found it to be something that, you know, I wasn't familiar with. I know Facebook, left, right, up and down, but for some reason Google Hangouts kind of freaked me out a little bit. So but it was something I wanted to learn. To me, anytime you learn something new like that, it's just an additional skill set. So I took it as a challenge, and I'm actually working with a really small group of people in my team. And it's a group of 6 people that I've kind of taken under my wing, and we've created an accountability group. And I thought that would be a really perfect time to dive in to Google Plus, the Hangouts, and learn how they work. And so I'm literally flying by the seat of my pants here. But it's been really great. You know, to me, again, I was really intimidated, but I will tell you, it's a Google product. So if you go to Google and you Google how to do a Google Hangout, they have a lot of tutorials on Google about hosting a Google Hangout. And it's free to learn that kind of stuff. So kind of just dive in and, you know, get a couple friends who won't judge you, you know, and host your first one and just play with it. Push buttons. You're not going to break anything, but just see how it works. But for us, for my team, it adds a whole nother dimension of doing a Google Hangout where you can see people's faces. You can actually interact face-to-face, virtually, belly-to-belly, and it just really does make those relationships solidify, and adds a whole nother interest, I think, to what we're doing. So I'm really excited to learn even more about it and use it for really expanding our network and growing the brand of Solavei, and for me, I think it's a really great idea.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Laura. And what's going on now is, because a lot of our members are having success with this and being able to interact with their members and new members, and really being able to do this in an online setting that is very, very easy to do. I was intimidated by it too when I first saw it, but then I was like, oh, it's literally 3 clicks and I open the window and it works. So what our CEO and founder has done is he's decided that he's going to do a Google Hangout every night at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And really the purpose of that is because our founder and CEO really shared the vision with a lot of us in the beginning of this company. And it's really what made it so I'm still here. A lot of people are still here. It's made it so you kind of see the future of where we're going beyond mobile, like Laura talked about. And you also get to interact with them as well. So what he's doing is we're choosing one home or one social, or wherever you're going to have a social, even in a coffee shop. and he's coming live to a home every single night at 5:30 Pacific, and he's going to be doing that. It started tonight at 5:30 Pacific, so about 30, 40 minutes to go, and that's going all the way to March 14th, every weeknight. And so what you can do is if you want to be a part of that and you want to host a social, and we're going to talk a little bit about hosting a social tonight and what that's about, going to touch on some things, but really it's just having a few people to get together. It's not doing a huge event. I know our first social tonight, it's being done down in Miami, Florida, and that you can see that's the live stream right there, and it's via Google Hangouts. And what you can do is you can go to socials.solavei.com, and you can view the social going on right now. I wouldn't suggest clicking over right now. Let's finish up the webinar first. But after this webinar, you can go to that location, and the recording of the webinar, the social that was done tonight by Ryan Wuerch, will be there for all day, 24 hours a day. That social will be hosted at socials.solavei.com. So you can always go view that. And then at 5:30 every day, a new one will come up from a different place. So you can always go there. You can also view it on Solavei's YouTube channel as well, because they're all recorded. So what I would do, and how I would suggest using this, is be constantly driving to socials.solavei. So when somebody wants to get more information or they want to learn more, you can just simply direct them to socials.solavei.com, and they can go look and kind of see the vision of what Solavei is all about. That might be after you show somebody the 6-minute video, after you show them the compensation video. This might be just another avenue that you can take someone down to show them more about the company, get to learn directly from our founder and CEO. So it's a great tool that they just implemented. So what I want to talk about now is really just kind of an overview of how someone gets social with Solavei. You're going to hear a lot about this, of teaching people how to do this, because getting social seems to be one of those things that we've almost lost doing. I know Laura talked about being on Facebook constantly. Everyone's really connected through social media, through their phones, and all those different things. But I think one of the things that we're doing now is we're starting to get social and get interactive with people face-to-face, either in a group setting, at a home, because we're starting to share the stories of Solavei. Because if you look at what Solavei has done since we launched on September 21st, I mean, right now we have over 500 people, close to 500 people that make over $1,000 a month. We have thousands of people not paying for their mobile phone service anymore because they referred to friends. And so we have an incredible story that we really want to share. And it doesn't matter how you share that. It could be at your country club. It could be in your house. It could be at an event. It could be one-on-one at a coffee shop. I know we're hosting a meeting here tomorrow night at a friend's house, and we're going to be hosting the next social tomorrow night. And it really doesn't matter how you do it. It just matters that you're getting out. And it's not something that should be intimidating. If it's something that you're comfortable with doing, if you're not comfortable with doing, it's not something to go, no, I'm going to start going to do social now. This is just another avenue, another tool in our tool belt in Solavei to share what Solavei is all about. And what I want to do next is I'm going to bring on a few speakers to kind of share a little bit about what's going on the online and the offline world of Solavei. And I want to go into the offline world a little bit. And one of our leaders in the company, Danielle Giancola, who is currently a social networker, one with the company, and what she's been really successful at is promoting events. I know at the beginning, when we first started building Solavei, she did a lot of promotion with her business partner. And now we're kind of going back to doing these socials, but more in a social setting. So what I wanted Danielle to cover real quickly with you, just to give you a little bit of insight on how you actually promote a social. How do you share it? How do you tell people, hey, I'm having a gathering, come on down to my house, going to have some food, we're going to have some fun, going to introduce you to the CEO of my company. So just kind of go over a few things of ways that you could promote someone coming out to a social.
Thanks, James. Yeah, I'm very excited. It'll be really our first one officially with the new tools that the company has put out. Actually, it's kind of funny because today I got the email that actually said that we were able to do it. So I put in the request, and I know James was working on it, and I get the email today, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually having one tomorrow. So we put it together in a very short time, but I love promoting events, so James was right. We used to do this when we first launched, well, way before launch, actually, back in July is when we started, my partners and I, in Florida, and we kind of did get-togethers, and we had, you know, the women behind the men, and we get together for breakfast and do all these gatherings, and we saw great results. then we got away from it a lot, actually, and we're just building. And now what we've done is in a short time, again, today we got the word. So I kind of started out first, and I did a mass text out to, more of an intimate group. I have about 70 that I correspond with a lot through texting and emails. So I took that list and I just put a exciting text together, talking about the event and what was happening and how fortunate we were, our team, to be chosen to host it, and get your new members and your potential members and let everybody see what we have going on. So I started with a text, and then the next thing I did, I went to Facebook and I posted on Facebook, again, all about the excitement and the energy, and this is a project I've been working on, and please share it with me. I'd love for you to sit in and take a look. So I posted that on there. And then next I went into my team and started making a lot of phone calls. So the phone calls started, and just reaching out and, telling them what an honor actually I feel it is. And I think my whole team can back me up on that, to be able to actually, interact with Ryan. I mean, we have a CEO of a company, and we started watching the beginning of it tonight, and it's just amazing because, you just to get to see him in a relaxed setting, and I think that's what it's all about. I don't think it's, all about the bells and whistles. We were in the North Jersey event yesterday, and we were there for a small breakfast today. And myself, I'm very engaged. I eat, breathe, sleep, Solavei, my partners and I, and our whole team. And we were at the event, and just by being around the energy and the team spirit, and it just got us so re-energized. And I couldn't even put my finger on it. I was, talking to Lori, a great friend of mine, not on my team, but we've become great friends. And I just said, I can't pinpoint it, but whatever happened in these last 2 days, and we both are very engaged, with Solavei and passionate about, the business and the vision and just helping so many people. And we just took something away from that, and we said, we have to do this more often. And everybody in the room, that was the common denominator is, hey, we really got to get together more often. And that's what we took away from it. So, yeah, we've done a lot of promoting, a lot of phone calls, and I think just preparing for it. Again, I think it's going to be very relaxed, and we're not going to put a lot of effort into it. We just want to hang out, sit back, be comfortable, and enjoy each other's company, and let everybody see the vision, and just, talk one-on-one with Ryan is going to be awesome. So that's where we're at, and we're extremely excited for tomorrow night, and we'll see how it works out.
Thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing that with us. And I think a couple key things that she said is it's a casual atmosphere. This is not schedule a big meeting down at your local hotel or anything like that. This is get together with a few friends and share what you're doing with Solavei. Share your story of why you joined Solavei. What you want to share the vision of Solavei, to have the CEO talk directly to them. One of the things I'm telling people is that I'm having our CEO and founder basically come right into our homes and talk about what he's planning to do. Because that's one of the things we talk about all the time is you always want to be pointing to either tools or the team. And your team is not just the person that brought you in. It's these webinars. It's the Solavei socials. Ryan Wuerch is your biggest proponent, your biggest fan. And he wants to help everyone. And that's why he's doing these socials. So next on the line, who I want to bring on is a gentleman that really doesn't need much of an introduction because he joins a lot of times on these calls. And I've done a little montage to Stacey Wallace. As you can see, all the pictures here with all of our guest speakers are with Stacey. She's actually 30,000 feet in the air today, flying back to Seattle after being 10 days on the road with myself and Nathan and a bunch of the other leaders. And Nathan's been having an immense amount of success doing socials at a club by his house and also in his home. I think one night he had 5 socials going on at once, and they were jumping all over the room. I know he had one tonight. And I think he's having a lot of success with it. And what I wanted Nathan to come on and do and tell us is really what happens at a Solavei social. What do you do? What do you talk about? How does it go? Because I know we're going to be coming out with some great tools that people can use when they're having a Solavei social, so they can kind of follow a really quick guideline. So it's not a guess of how to do and how to structure a Solavei social if they want to do that. So Nathan, are you there with us?
Yes, thank you, James. I will say the last week, Thursday, when we did have 5 socials in a row, that is not the norm and that is not recommended. We were able to do that because we were hosting Stacey Wallace, and literally I wanted to take full advantage of having her in our house, and so I scheduled them back to back and would literally usher people into one living room, have Stacy present, and while she's presenting, usher the next group into a different living room, and then move Stacy from event to event. So it was an amazing evening, but that's not the recommended version of doing socials. But as James was saying, Solavei actually is making socials much easier now with the access to Ryan Wuerch, which is just amazing that Ryan has made this available to us. So if you're taking advantage of that and hosting the Google Hangout, then basically your entire agenda is covered. So you can easily open up with your story and then have Ryan go through the vision, because there's certainly no better person to go through the vision than Ryan Wuerch. And then close after he finishes, definitely close with a call to action. Now let me go through, I'm going to kind of go through without, if you're not able to fit the time frame in that Ryan's doing that. Number one is you want to make sure that the environment is ready. So if you're hosting it at your house, make sure the house is clean so people are comfortable. It doesn't have to be immaculate, and you don't have to be serving, a 5-course meal, but it is more comfortable to have some type of drinks so that so if people are thirsty throughout it, they're not anxious to leave because they need to get something to drink, but not necessary to always have food. If you're hosting in a coffee shop or a restaurant or someplace that might be noisy, make sure that you arrive early enough to set the environment right so that people can hear, because the whole goal of a social is for people to learn about Solavei. Secondly is audience. Be cognizant of who your audience is. If it's all newcomers, then certainly focus on the basics of Solavei and the tools that Solavei has available. If it is leaders, then it's not necessary to go through the basics of Solavei of the vision, but I would focus with leaders of really driving strategically how they're growing their business and the tools that Solavei has available to them. Third is a call to action. Always end your social with a call to action. So whether that's signing up or your leaders committing to driving their business, whether that's a trio a day, a trio a week, or achieving certain rank levels in Solavei, we always end every social with a call to action. The only other thing that I would mention is make it comfortable, as I think James said as well. This should not be a formal event. So make it comfortable where people can ask questions. It's not supposed to be a dialogue. It's not supposed to be a monologue. It's supposed to be a dialogue so that people are interacting and getting their questions answered. Really the goal of every social is that people are leaving either more excited about Solavei, on board for Solavei, or if they're a leader, equipped to do what they've come there to do, and that is to grow their business. So we have seen great success from socials ranging from 3 people to the most that we've had in our living room is 138 people. And it was packed, but it was very exciting. So I would encourage you to not be discouraged by numbers, because you could have a Stacy Wallace coming to your social and not even realize it, and that person could put 41,000 people in your network in 4 months. So don't ever be discouraged by the numbers, but cater to those that are there to make sure they're fully equipped to run with Solavei. Thank you, James.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for that. One of the things that I just wrote down real quick was not a monologue, but make it a dialogue. I love that analogy of taking it out, because you're not bringing over people to your house to talk to them. You're bringing them over to your house to talk with them about what's going on in Solavei, what's going on in their lives. And it's a social gathering. It's not just come and I'm going to teach you about Solavei. You want to really make it a dialogue. I love that, Nathan. Thank you for that little tip, because we're doing one tomorrow night. So I'm going to do all those little checklist items that you just gave me and be able to have a successful social tomorrow night. So thank you to all our speakers for sharing. We have a great speaker coming up in about 2 minutes. I'm just going to really kind of zip through a couple of the announcements that were in Solavei Scoop today that you might have seen. But the one big thing that we are leading up to on March 15th and 16th is our first Solavei Revolution Regional. This is going to be an incredible event, and I encourage you, especially if you're a Social Connector 3 and above, or you plan to be a Social Connector 3 and above, and you don't live in the Dallas, Texas area, I encourage you greatly to get to this event. Because we're going to have a lot of recognition, we're going to have a lot of training directed towards everyone, and especially our Social Connector 3s who have achieved 1,000 there. we're going to be doing a special training for them on Friday night and really teaching people that want to learn how to go above thousandaire. How do I go from being a thousandaire to having true financial freedom? How do you go through that? And that's what a lot of us are doing now with Stacy on the road and things like that, showing people that go, you know what, I wanted to go to that next level. How do I do that? And we're putting together that plan and that program for everyone to learn on that Friday night. And then Saturday will be a full day of training for everyone. So I encourage you, if you live in I would say probably a 5-6 hour road trip, I would take the road trip down there. If you have to fly in, it's going to be an incredible event. This is our first regional. And if any of you were at Bellevue at our launch, I mean, just imagine that, but better and on a local level. So I'll actually be going to Dallas for the 2 weeks ahead of this as we build up to this revolution, and this regional is going to be great. There is only 1,200 tickets available. Make sure you get that. You can go get those at support.solavei.com, and you go to the member development section, which is under Build Your Business. So if you see the little icon, Build Your Business, click on that. Then you click on Member Development, and you'll actually see where those tickets are available. You can also put regional in the search bar, and the event will come up as well. So make sure you get your tickets as soon as possible. One other thing that we launched this week, we did go over the training last week, but we launched an I Love My iPhone marketing campaign. And one of the things is that 26 million iPhone users pay more than $100 a month. And now with Solavei, it's $49 a month or free. So a lot of things that are out there, you can see them in your Outreach Manager, a new landing page that's inside your Solavei webpage, some Twitter feeds, some email templates, a Facebook page that's launching soon. So a lot of great things that you can utilize to really show people how they can use their iPhone with Solavei and get it for free. Because I was an iPhone AT&T user for almost 7 years, and when I got off AT&T, I was paying about $150 a month for my mobile phone. So just being able to have somebody choose Solavei with their iPhone, I mean, reducing your monthly bills and expenses by $100 a month is an incredible thing that you can do for everyone in your life. So a great campaign that we just launched this past week. Other thing that we have going on constantly is the Cruise to Thousandaire. So you can always check this on the member development page inside support.solavei. And it's constantly updated, I believe, every 2 days. And you can go on there and see your name. And the ways to win this, the first qualification is to enroll 15 direct members and then help those 15 members enroll 30 members in that level 2. So that's the first level, and then it goes all the way up to the top to the suite. So that's a great contest, and that goes on until May 31st is when the competition ends. Tonight, I'm so excited and ecstatic to have our speaker on with us tonight. I've gotten to know her very well over the past, basically since we really launched the company. I got to meet her out there. I've got to spend a lot of time with her daughter, and it's been an incredible time being on the road with Stacy and being able to have Donna Wuerch on the line with us tonight. I'm just going to try and find her name if I can. She was at the top here. I'm not sure where she went. Hold on with me 1 second. I don't know where she went to. Let's see. Hang with me 1 second, everyone. Excited for her to be on here. If I can just find her. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Uh-oh. Aha, I found her. There we go. Miss Donna Wuerch, are you with us?
I am with you. Thank you.
There we go.
You make me nervous.
No, thank you so much. You dropped down on my panelist bar for some reason, but I'm so excited to have you on the line. Donna Wuerch was our member spotlight of the month, or member spotlight of the week. So every week there's a new member that has a spotlight, and Donna is an incredible, incredible woman. She's a social networker too with our company, and I know her as the mother of the woman I traveled around the country with for the last 10 days, and it's really funny to see the similarities between both of you. I definitely know where Stacy gets a lot of her attributes from, a lot of the positive ones. And so, Donna, if you could just kind of share with us maybe why you're in the spotlight, what about your business is really helping you grow, and how do you see the socials playing into Solavei, and what have you seen really happen over the last few months with our company, and where do you see us going? If you could share a few tidbits with us, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate being on the call, James, and I appreciate every one of these that have been on the call tonight because, you know, as long as we are willing to learn and to gain more knowledge, we are going to be able to do this business because I never want to be in that state of I've learned all I want to learn. And I'm looking forward to doing my first Google Hangout. That's going to be on my agenda. And quite frankly, I believe, you know, and I'm going to speak to you. I know tonight we've been talking a lot on the technology world about Google Hangouts. But let me just say this. There's those of you that I want to speak to because you are some of the reasons why I came into Solavei because I'm in that age bracket. This year I turned 65. And I'm in that age bracket when people my age are, quite frankly, they're starting to lean back a little bit and they're starting to look towards retirement and they're starting to look to what am I going to do after, how am I going to make it financially. And I started thinking about that myself personally, you know. I have the opportunity. I've got children that love me. And when my husband passed away 2 years ago, both of my children said, you know, Mom, you're not going to have a thing to worry about. We're going to see after you. We're going to take care of you. And, you know, that was a nice thought, but then I started thinking, wait a minute, I am a young 63-year-old at that time, and you know what? I'm not ready to get into a rocking chair. I'm ready to be social. I am a social person. In fact, have been social for a very long time before we had Facebook and before we had Twitter and before we had blogging. I was already a social person because I love interacting with people. And I attend women's groups in my church, and I'm active in my community. And you know, if there's any key to my success, James, I would say it's been because I've gotten out of that idea that life is all about me and my four and no more, because I really care about others. I heard others on this call tonight say, Laura said, I love helping people. And I heard someone else say, I'm passionate about helping people. And if you put that together with this beautiful opportunity we have, being social, and you know, social doesn't have to really be with a large group setting. It can be that one-on-one, being social with that one-on-one, even in a telephone call or social with them face-to-face. And, you know, if there's anything else I can say, I've been willing to be teachable. I said it up front, to listen to people that are a lot smarter and wealthier and more gifted than me, like some of these young people you've been hearing tonight. The fact is, if you happen to be the smartest person you know, then you probably need to meet some new people who are smarter. And I've learned to do that. I've been in, you know, the business world of administration, utilizing technology for most of my professional career. So becoming computer savvy was just a part of my world already, and it was a simple transition to become an avid email user, and then Facebook, and then Twitter, and then blogging. And, you know, I've just continued to evolve, and I've never resisted change. So I'd like to say to all of you out here who maybe have said, you know what, I'm not computer savvy, I'm not telephone savvy, I just can't do this business. And I want to say to you, first off, stop saying that, because the law of attraction will bring that more to you. You'll start having more problems with your phone and problems with your computer. But if you start saying, wait a minute, I'm willing to find out what it takes to be knowledgeable and teachable. You know, number one, to be knowledgeable about Solavei, being willing to become social and being willing to learn from the best and utilize these tremendous tools and resources that we've been given by Solavei, and to really get to know that back office. And for goodness sakes, being willing to use the computer and become a Facebook and Twitter user. You don't have to be an expert with Solavei, but you know, you can be able to at least know where to find the answers. And I've been, you know, I have one of the people that was one of my 12. He was not a Facebook user at all. And he said, oh, I don't do that. My kids do that. And I said, well, get your kids to show you how to do it. And he did it. And when he did it, within just a couple hours, he texted me and says, Donna, you the man, because I just met up with some of the people that I went to high school with on Facebook. And I'm telling you, that's how you become social, when you're willing to just get out there and start sharing. And then number two, and I'm kind of giving you some points here about why I've been successful. Number one, was because I was willing to be teachable and become knowledgeable about Solavei. And number two, to share because you care. If you really care about people, I'm telling you, they will see that in you. I started thinking about those in that age bracket and what their mindset is. What am I going to make it when I retire? And what about those friends that I have that are home confined because they have a loved one that they're having to take care of? And my greatest fulfillment with Solavei really has been when I hear my members say, I'm having funds come in now that I otherwise wouldn't have had. And, I just don't see how we cannot share Solavei. It's like having the key to unlocking a world of blessing for people and then withholding it. And I just can't be that selfish. And, the people that don't know me, they don't know me just as a Solavei sharer. If I get on Facebook and I start to share, I'm someone, they generally see me that I care about them overall. Now, I'm a Facebook missionary, I'll tell you that, and I care, and I share with people. I share optimism. I share about God's love for them. I share that they can look at each new day as a blessing. I share photos of my grandkids, and I express how happy they make this manna, and then I share about Solavei. And, there's not anyone that wants to unfriend me because I just don't drive Solavei. I drive love for people. And I think someone said that that we should be sharing 90% about our love for people and 10% for Solavei. And if they know you care, they'll want you to share with them. Zig Ziglar, who is a great friend of ours, said, if you go out looking for friends, you're going to find they're very scarce. But if you go out to be a friend, you'll find them everywhere. And that's how you'll build your Solavei business. Solavei is about relationship marketing. And with that in mind, in your relationship, you could be the very answer to someone's prayer. And the number three, another reason for my success is because I'm passionate about life. And you can see I have two children who are that way. We've been a family that's passionate about this life that God has given us. And now I'm passionate about Solavei. I've taken on life and Solavei as a great adventure. I live life with gusto. I let my passion for helping people be the driving force of everything I do. And, we'll never be able to convince others about Solavei if we're not passionate. We will be able to, with being such a tremendous blessing, if we get it deep down inside of us about how wonderful it is. I look at my $49 a month as an investment in my future, honestly. I look at the future of everyone I introduce to Solavei as that is an investment for them. My great mobile service is just a byproduct of my investment. And we've been in direct sales for many years, and there was never such an opportunity as Solavei brings to us with such a low monthly requirement of the potential of earning this substantial income. I mean, I'm blown away. My goal was in a year's time, maybe I would get to $2,000 a month, and I'm way above that now. And so I tell you why I'm so passionate, because when my husband passed away, my source of income provision passed away too. And I knew that my kids would help me, but Solavei has given me the independence of taking care of myself. Seriously, there is so much awe and wonder to life, and there will be those that will try to dampen your spirits, and they'll try to convince you to stay, to stay status quo and stay safe. But I'm telling you, if we wake up each day and we thank God for the amazing blessing of Solavei and really follow the I can, I will, I am unstoppable spirit of making the difference in people's lives, I promise you that flame you have will ignite the fires of people around you, and they'll see what fun you're having. They'll see the passion in you and want some of that too. If $49 makes me that happy and excited and passionate, then they're going to say, give me some of that. And so number 4, the last thing I want to share with you is just keep sharing. I sometimes say just keep dripping, but at my age, you probably don't want to use that very often. But the point is to keep sharing with people. Some people are just on the sidelines, really. They're watching us, They're gathering more information. They're seeing if this is really, really real. And I've had many people who gave me an initial no or not now. But now they've received more and more information, and they've watched our success. They've watched our numbers grow. They've watched the enthusiasm and the passion, and now they're saying yes, and they're coming into Solavei. Tom Hopkins, another good friend of ours, motivator, says they're really not saying no. They're just saying, I don't have enough information to say yes. So I'm encouraging you all to just be, number one, be teachable, become knowledgeable about Solavei, share with others because you care, be passionate about life, be passionate about Solavei, and just keep sharing, and you will get there. God bless you all. I cannot even begin to tell you what you all and what Solavei means to me. James, what you and Nathan and Stacy have done in blazing a trail for those of us around the country to be able to even get more and more passionate about Solavei. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.
Well, thank you so much, Donna. And I'm gonna keep you for one more thing because I wrote about 3 pages of notes while you were going. So I want to see if I can get one more great thing from you. And I know it's one of the questions that you were asking maybe a week or two ago. But I would love to know what's your favorite opener, or maybe an opener or two that you use when you're chatting with somebody either on Facebook or in person. What's a favorite opener that you might use to introduce Solavei to somebody and go down that path?
Well, typically, James, I wait for the opener from them. I am so busy about getting to know them as a person first. I don't just go in for the jugular and start telling about Solavei. For instance, today, my sister and I, by the way, I'm so excited. This is another reason I'm so excited. My sister and I, since my husband passed away and while he was ill, we started doing an estate sale business. And it's been a source of income for us, but it's very, very, very hard work. And so we're getting ready to do an estate sale this Thursday. Well, we have Solavei banners up, and we have a Solavei tablecloth up for this sale. And today somebody came in early for the sale. And so we're just showing her around, and all of a sudden she comes in and she says, so what's Solavei? And my goodness, that was the perfect opportunity. It was that person that asked me about what it was because, she saw something. In my computer technician at Best Buy, when I took my computer in to be fixed, he saw Solavei on my computer, asked me what Solavei was. Actually, that's what I do, is I go in and I find out, so what do you do for a living? Or what is this the job that you have? How does it sound to be able to, I go right for the part about helping them financially with an opportunity that could really bless them. I give them a little piece of my testimony about how financially blessed I've been by this company, this new company that was just launched in September. And then I go in and I say, can you just let me have your email? I'd love to be able to send you just a little bit more information. I don't even talk to them seriously about the mobile phone services. I just get their email, and then I follow up with Outreach Manager. I keep sending them emails until they come in and click, they have enrolled.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Donna. And
You're so welcome.
The reason I asked you was because we've been seeing that a lot on the road, people coming up and saying, what do you say? How do you get somebody to become a Solavei member? And I think it's a resounding across the board of all the people that are having success with Solavei is that we don't go out seeking Solavei members. We go out seeking new friendships and just relationships, and we
Absolutely.
let it go down that path. And they go, because if you ask somebody, what do you do? They're obviously going to ask, well, what do you do? And then you can go down that path. It's almost like asking permission to speak with them about Solavei. And Donna, thank you so much for sharing with us. And I hope everyone was able to take some incredible notes from all of our speakers tonight. I think we had a really great webinar. This is recorded. We will be able to play it back for everyone. Thank you so much to Donna. Thank you so much, Nathan, Danielle, Laura, for really joining us tonight and sharing a little bit more about Solavei. I hope everyone gets off this webinar and goes and shares it with one more person tonight before you go to bed. I know that's what I'm going to do. I get off of here. I'm going to go check my outreach manager, see where I am in some of my funnels, and really keep sharing Solavei on a constant basis. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. We'll see you on Thursday night. Let's go do this together. I'll see you at the next social. Have a wonderful evening.